I think we're. Are we in? Oh, we in?
And we're in. Yes.
We did it. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties. Thanks, Adamus, for being on the struggle bus back there, trying to get all the idiosyncrasies of OBS all in line and camera adjustments. Pleep's there. He's just going to be. He's in the shadow realm for us today. Yep. So we're back with DMP for another session, and since we're running a little bit late, we're just gonna roll into it, and then I'll get everything at the end. How about that, Pete?
Sounds good.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so in time-honored tradition, there's only 3 people that were here last week. So can we, whoever those 3 are, they do know it's left already. You can't.
I'm here.
This was Tim.
I rolled a 6.
The 9.
What'd you roll, Epione?
15.
Damn it!
Guess what?
In an effort to not have to do an intro, I'll be doing intros. So. Fantastic!
Ginger up.
Yay! Super. Okay. So, party went from Nightstone via Flying Castle to BrynShander, crashed against the side of a gigantic mountain. We crossed the Swiss Alps into the 10-town region, where we went to the fabled BrynShander, where after messing with some Yetis and being entered into their tribe, we got a hold of Markham Southwell, who is the sheriff of BrynShander, I believe, because we're looking for Sybil Southwell. He sent us to Debusa Shane, the proprietor, or the Lord Protector, I guess, the speaker of BrynShander. We went from there to where she told us that Sybil Southwell is investigating a druid circle nearby, out by the Elk tribe. Not the out by the tribe of the Elk, not the Elk tribe, but the tribe of the Elk that's outside in some yurts. More to follow. As we were cruising around talking to some Goliaths about getting Yeti clothes so that we don't freeze to death.
Randalls.
Yep, at Randall's. We ran into
Okay, and what was his name then, Tim?
Rendell. Mr.
No,
Rendell.
the name of the Goliath.
Oh, the name of the Goliath? 1 sec.
I'm just getting my own back from last week. If anybody saw that,
Gorak.
I got lots of questions. Well done. Congratulations.
Gorak. So, Gorak. Since you asked me to remind me of his name, I'm assuming he's coming back later on. So highlighting that name, Gorak, super important guy. We handed off a Yeti arm to him, and he's going to work on making a jacket for Noynek. We left there. We ran into a Order of the Gauntlet paladin, Barnos Nihilith, and he was in a bad way and said that he got jumped by a dude named the Weevil on the way to the Druid Circle. We're like, roger that. We need to go to the Druid Circle. In the meantime, we did some fishing. I think wine was involved. We did a lot of fishing, and we caught like 150 gold piece fish. A biggin. And then we tried hard with the other fish. And then we wrapped things up. We saw a lot of stores. We shopped. It was a shopping episode. But the moral of the story is we're heading to the Druid Circle via the tribe of the Elk. And if we run into a dude named the Weevil, he got to go. Is that it?
It could be just a victim of situation.
Oh, the Weevil? Yeah, he's a victim of. He's got a shield. I'm gonna need that back. Yeah, yeah. He can be a victim if he wants to be. He can just hand over the shield and repent.
Okay. You can have advantage for that one. You got everything right, so well done.
I'm using it today. Weevil is a
Okay.
bad guy. Bandit.
So where we left it last week, 2 weeks ago, you had just got back to the inn. You were settling down for the evening because you know it's not the ideal situation to be leaving BrynShander late at night. It's pretty cold out there in the night. You remember how bitterly cold it was during the evening. You've been told that where you need to go to is only a couple of hours travel outside of the town. So you go back to the evening, you settle down. It's an uneventful evening. There's lots of conversations, lots of people just, and they're let's just say, your ability to capture fish and catch fish is talked about in quite a lot of regards, especially the one that got away. The one that got away was that big, but the one you got was also that big. But yeah, lots and lots of conversations and lots of fun, lots of drink, lots of warm ale. You have an uneventful sleep, apart from one of you. So, Nick, could I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, natural 20. That's pretty good.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you felt that you were burning up again, but you managed to sort of keep it under control this time, and you feel like it's just some sort of fever. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure you'll be fine. But you shake it off quite well. You don't. Yeah, these things happen. This is just like just part of adventuring. So, in the morning, you wake up, and Tim's looking very confused now.
This is the second time this has happened, right? This is
You don't know
Well,
that.
you don't know that.
I'm saying this. Tim, not the pet, just the regular old me. Admin. Administrative, sir. Yeah, interesting. Me walking down,
Okay.
not knowing anything.
So you come down for breakfast in the morning. There's some fresh meats. There's some bit of, to be honest, it's stew left over from last night. But hey, it's good feeling. It keeps you warm. As you are down in the Kelvin's comfort, Ogden Flamebeard comes up and talks to you, and he says, "If you catch another fish like that, bring it here. I'll give you more money than that lot gave you down there for you. Be good to have on display. Be good to have on display. Be good to have on display and upset those fisherman types."
Oh, dude.
I don't know if we can get that wiki again. We could always try.
Ogden, do you have a what are they called? Like a Skedco? Do you have a Sked sled?
A sled.
By any chance? Because if I catch a fish, I'll drag it back here. The problem is getting it back. Do you have one?
I'm sure you can go to get a sled if that's what you want. If you're up here for a long time.
Let's sit down with the party. I got a second. When you get a chance.
Okay, and he sort of goes as he leans in and talks to you, Tim, and goes, "I noticed you didn't buy anything from Black Iron Blades. That was a test." And he walks off.
Okay, so really quick for the person that to catch back up on this.
Yep.
So the Black Iron Blades, I think I heard most of that. Basically, like the guy is blacksmithing, but like striking cold metal, and
Yeah,
it was totally
he
not
is,
legit. Okay.
He is the best blacksmith in BrynShander. There are just no
It
other
just means that
blacksmiths.
nobody can blacksmith. Okay, got it.
And what they do is
Make
they
sure I got
generally
that.
bring in all their armor and arms from Kelvin's Cairn, which is to the northeast of BrynShander. It's the home of where the dwarfs live. So there's no one in town that does proper blacksmithing.
Okay.
I'm confused. Was I supposed to make a purchase of charity?
No. He was just Ogden goes. I always to see if people know what they're talking about. I always point them that direction.
Yeah. Well, if the party wants to take a moment, I would like to pass a message through the sending stone to the other party, because we are on, almost a half of a month of travel here. What do you guys think if I give him an update? I wrote a 25-word message.
Never used the sending stone.
Yeah, so
Show
I'm
me how to use it.
pretty sure I just speak into this thing and it'll go to point. What do you guys think? And I'm not going to pull it out of the pocket.
Spread 'em out.
So I've got point this. So I had to take some letters out. So excuse the grammar. If you remember how like sending exact word, what is it? Morse code messages back in the Western times. Point this Tim. Nightstone obelisk taken by frostpits. Flew to BrynShander with good stone giant to speak with Sybil Southwell. Giant ordning broken. That's 25 words. Think that's enough?
He was a cloud giant, the good guy.
Was he? Oh,
He was.
okay. I can switch that
Yeah.
as I pick it up. You guys ready? I'm about to push the H250. Yes. Yes. You guys all set?
Stoner, both 5 letters, so that's good.
What's that? Yeah. Cloud giant, stone giant. It's fine.
Okay.
Point this Tim. Nightstone obelisk taken by cloud giant. Oh no. Oh. I meant frost giants. Flew BrynShander with good cloud giant to speak with Sybil Southwell. Giant ordning broken.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
You see how long it takes us to say a reel that's a story. Like we're just like, yep, we're starting campaigns. I mean sessions. I mean an episode.
You have a feeling got through. You may get a response next session.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Could you write?
Is that goes through.
Could-
So
Could you write that in a chat to me, just so I got it as well?
yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to get that out so that we didn't start like partying too hard and I forgot the main objective here. All right. Anyways, where are we going? Druid circles. Tight. Cool.
Also, from your recap, just to let you know, the one thing that was just a little bit wrong, just tiny little bit wrong, was the Weevil was between Luskan and BrynShander. It wasn't between BrynShander and the Druid.
Okay, so that's a
But
different.
it's not from.
We clicked go to the north side quest. We didn't click go to the west side quest. Got it.
So you'll find it. It's just that you can't. Not all side quests culminate to the one place, because otherwise that's bad design.
That's meta. Got it.
Okay, so you prepare yourself for the morning. You get all your cold weather gear on. You set out. You set out from the east gate. Today is actually one of those rare days where you look over the plains that are BrynShander, and you can actually make out the difference between the snow and the sky. The sky, being a slightly blue color today, is actually quite stark and quite nice. Whereas the past few days, looking out, you've looked around and it's been extremely greys and white clouds blending into the snow. It's been you wouldn't want to have been out there, but today it's a relatively nice day, and you see 2 to 3 miles ahead of you a meandering pathway that is the location that you've been told to go towards the tribe of the elk. After an hour and a half, you see no one on this trail. The snow it's been quite no fresh fall's been on this area for a few days, which makes your journey much more enjoyable than where you were trudging through the snow from where you crashed. As you bear around a corner, and in front of you see a small, it's not a valley, but it's a small sort of just undulating ground. You see an area where there's some small huts, some smoke coming up, and it's next to a small copse of trees. As you start to progress and get towards the village, you see that there is about 20 or 30 people you can see instantly, and this is where things take a slight different turn than you would normally expect. You know from talking to people in BrynShander and people going around that the majority of the Reghead tribes, which is what they call the men of the tundra around this area, are made up of humans. They are predominantly like 90-95% humans with the odd sort of demi-human mixed in. In this tribe, you look around, you start to see that there's, to be honest, you probably only see 4 or 5 humans. The rest are all different races, different sexes. As you approach, there is a man in big elk sort of furs, walks up to you. This guy is easily the same sort of size as Zora, good 6.5 feet tall, extremely broad. And he's like, well met, travelers. What brings you to the village of the elk?
That's a good question, Zora. As I speak.
Oh, why we're here.
We're on our way to a druid circle that's nearby. As I don't move my lips. We're looking for a druid circle. And
In that case, then you're looking for my mate. That's Mal Tenador.
God dang it! I'm out of room. Okay, Mal.
Mal, M-A-L.
Got it. Bad in French.
Yep.
Nobody in Dungeons and Dragons named Mal is a good person. Just saying.
God, it's not a bit of off-topic subject here. It's not like the old Warhammer Fantasy where every single bad guy, all the various things were in German, and they actually said like the murderer was his name, and it's stuff like that. It was shocking. It was like
Darth Vader. Got it.
Dark Father.
yeah.
It's Maul Baldur, right?
Yep.
Tenador? Talador. I don't know.
Tenador.
Maul.
Mal.
Yeah. And I just kind of like I'm standing directly.
And he goes,
behind Zora,
he's like, my name is Garrick Elkson.
Oh.
And this is my. He looks pensive as he's talking. And he's as you are here, that you can see, we are of the elk, but we are not of the tribe of the elk. We are the elk. The tribe of the elk are set in their ways, and are more. They prefer the company of other humans rather than a more diverse. And we've been trying to sort of show them other ways of living. So this is the village of the elk. We are an offshoot of the tribe of the elk. My grandfather is Jorod, and he is the chieftain.
Thanks.
But please, come in, share my fire, and I will get Mal. She should be back soon. She's been dealing with her circle for a while.
All right. Anything I can do to help?
No, please.
You know,
Please, just come in out of the warm. As you're entered into a really nice size yurt that you could easily get sort of 15, 20 people in around the fire. As you are.
Just out of curiosity.
So which one's that?
Which yurt's your favorite? Just out of curiosity.
The big one.
Yeah.
As you're ushered inside, you are sat down. The fire's roaring, heat's going up through the center. Inside, Garrick takes off his furs, leaves them by the side. And so, is it just Mal you've come to see, or is there any other reason you are here? It's unusual that we see people from 10 towns coming this way. Most are quite fearful of us.
You'd be surprised that we're not even from 10 towns. We're from the deep south, the water deep area. We've been tasked here to search issues with obelisks, which led us to realize that there might be some trouble with giants.
Ah, obelisk, you say? Simul is with Mal at the Druid Circle.
Hey, we're trying to find that guy.
Hey, we've heard of him. We would also like to talk to him.
Yeah, her though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really she's quite she's very clever.
We
But yeah.
we met some of her family and
Well, Markham. Yeah. Like down in Nightstone. But
Oh.
our questing has brought us through. I don't know if you guys ever run into any trouble with Yetis.
He smiles, and as he does look over, with that he does. Yes, I noticed you two have been marked. That's it's unusual to have people not of the north that have been marked in this way.
Yeah, it wasn't a happy moment, to be honest. We thought we were gonna all die, but yeah, really
Wow.
valuable snowmen.
Well, there's a problem at the moment. There are a couple of should I say small offshoots, small fractures in the Yay area that have been causing issues for travelers. They're not normally as violent as. Yeah, they're misunderstood. They are of the north, like all of us here, but generally they keep to themselves. If they are attacking people and capturing people, which they've been doing quite a lot recently, that's not normal behavior. Something must be stirring them up.
Yeah. Do you think maybe they're being displaced by something? Maybe this. I don't know. Have you run into any giant issues? There was a frost giant. We heard that an obelisk was taken, and a flying frost giant ship. I know it sounds absurd. Took it.
cloud giant.
No. So we flew with the cloud giant, but the frost giants showed up first. Have you ever seen frost giants fly?
Only when I've hit them with my hammer.
That's tight.
Nice.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
As he's out, and he's out.
Oh.
But he said, no, to be honest, around this, it's one of the reasons why I'm sure I don't want to bore you with the history of this area, but there's quite a few tribes, and some were more, let's say, more aligned to the 10 towns than others. It's one of the reasons why the tribe of the Alkis got quite a close bond with 10 towns 20, 30 years ago, sometime ago. My father's generation, we came to the aid of 10 towns to protect them and to help fend off frost giant invasion. But they still, to be honest, the soft folk, as we like to call them, they still haven't really accepted us amongst them. So hence we are here. And to be honest, it's much better to be out here than walled up in some wooden encampment. Well, at least here we can travel as we are intended to.
Is there anything
Just be very careful. Not all tribes around here are as welcoming as us.
If we do run into a bad tribe, what's the best way to make the peace with them? Do we gotta fight them or something? We gotta challenge them to single combat? And I look over to Zora like I don't know, like what's cool? What's the cultural thing to do?
It depends on the tribe. You've got the ones that are active around this area. There is the tribe of the Raven. They are, to be honest, they're deceitful as you'd expect with a name like the Raven. They don't seem to be as honourable as even as some of the more you got tribe of the wolf and tribe of the bear. they were very much anti 10 towns, and they have been there every now and then. They still form raiding bands on some of the smaller towns. They would be stupid to go against BrynShander, but they have gone against some of the smaller towns. But Tribe of the Raven is on the increase around this area.
Okay. Well, when Maul returns, is that when we should go see Simmel, or should we go
Well,
heading that way?
leave them to their. I've learned over the years of being with Mal, don't interrupt her when she's doing her druidy stuff. It doesn't go down well. Just give it a little bit of time. I've sent word, and she will be back. She's just it's all new to her. She's now head of the circle.
I'll do an insight check on him just to see if he's hiding
sure.
something. $12.
Yeah, he seems quite forthright. He doesn't seem to be holding anything back.
Okay.
We're all like,
Guess we'll wait. Warm
After
up.
about
We'll hang out.
Yeah, we'll wait. Warm up a bit. You said
After
come
about-
on in and
Yep.
get warm.
after about 20 minutes, you see the door to the yurt opening, and there's a small statured. Well, actually, look a bit closer. It's actually a gnome. Turns up, takes off his furs, puts them down, and goes, "Garrick, get here!" As Garrick turns round and he looks down, and he goes, "Oh God, it's Jarn again." Yes, Jarn, what can I do for you? Jarn is the gnomish blacksmith and armorer for the this small little village. He comes
Any
in.
good?
This one, he takes off his skin, and you see he's got like a sort of a body sort of just sort of jacket on, and his arms are for a gnome, you've never seen one so hench. He is literally like he's been.
yoked.
He is it's honestly compared. It's like if you times him by 2, he'd be bigger than the average human. He's absolutely fine. He comes in, sits down, grabs a beer off of Garrick, and you see them start just hurling insults at each other for the next 10 minutes or so, of them just being sort of friends together. And John goes, sorry, I forgot. So he turns to you guys. Sorry, I've got to give Garrick some abuse. I beat him last night in an arm wrestle. I'm never going to let him live this one down. Yeah.
Hey, bro, how much you bench?
Well,
Do you think the Roman Empire
about-
at all times?
about what? He looks at you and goes, about your weight.
Hello, friend.
Beats up, friend.
Feats of strength. Feats of strength. Strength of feet.
He looks at you up and down and goes, are you pretty strong then?
I scooch back loudly.
little strong, you know.
You're all strong on your faith.
How about I'll get you a beer if you beat me?
Let's do this.
Can I
Yes.
cast bless on her?
Please.
Like, Tyr thinks you.
It's not. This isn't a Baldur's Gate.
What? Wait, what? Wait.
It's gonna be the first time I use the new dice. By the way.
The little option screen doesn't pop up saying
Doesn't
these
pop
are the
up.
answers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. We need to use that. This is the Baldur's Gate 5e. I like it.
Yeah, you can if you want to, but you do realise there's a fundamental flaw in the Baldur's Gate rules. One, on an ability check, doesn't fail if you've got enough addeds, but it automatically fails on a 1.
Oh, yeah. I love crit fails. We could make a vote on that.
Okay.
All right, what do you want?
so-
Straight strength?
So this guy gets up. You can use it's athletics, this one, because you're basically going to be sat there. He gets a barrel out, he puts it down. He stands on a little bit of a barrel because obviously he's a bit smaller than you, so he gets at the right height. But as you grasp hold of him, he gives your hand a squeeze, and you feel that this guy, it's not just looks. He actually has got some muscle behind this. It's like, so he sits there. What are we doing? Are we doing best of 3 or just 1?
Let's just do 1, just in case somebody dislocates somebody's shoulder.
Right. Okay. Gets ready. So can I have an athletics check from you, please?
All right. Don't mess with me, new die.
Get your heels ready.
It's a 21.
Okay. He sits there, locks arms with you, looks you, and you're both trying out. It's moving a little bit either way, but neither of you are giving in on this one. It's just solid. Can I have another athletics check?
All right. 10 plus 6, 16.
Okay, yeah. This time you start to do it. You breathe it, and it's going down about halfway down, and he's there. You see him start to sort of sweat a little bit as he starts to dig in a bit deeper, and he tries to pull you back up. So come there, athletics check, please.
13 plus 6, 19.
Okay, this time he starts to pull it back up, and he gets up to the middle. Yeah, it's probably one of the most close arm wrestles you've had, especially for somebody that's half your size.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. So next athletics check.
17 plus 23.
Okay. This time you do that, and you know, and you slam his arm down. He's like, oh, yeah, you're. Takes 1. He turns and goes, Garrick, you've met your match with that one.
Please.
Oh.
Yep.
And he goes, gets you a beer and gives you a beer and says, and your name is? Just so I need to know who's beat me.
Cheers. Zora.
Zora, thank you. Anytime you need some armor or weapons, come to me.
Will do. Thank you, friend.
This isn't the same dude that we met. So he just distributes armor, or is he he's a smithy?
He's a smithy.
But he's not from BrynShander proper, so this is not the same.
Oh, no. No. The guy from BrynShander was the human that was useless.
Got it. Okay.
Sounds like humans.
All right. Get some Jarn plate mail someday. And slap his back like, you're the guy I'm coming to. And in a very... Anyways.
And Jarn, as he's walking off, he says, the only time I've ever lost to somebody like that was that Bishal person. Do you remember her, Garrett? Do you remember her? Well, it's been a good few years ago now. God, she put my arm out of joint as well. Oh, so a Bishal. She's a barbarian that's been traveling around the north for a few years now. Gosh, she's pretty strong as well. In fact, she may. He looks you up and down a bit, Zora, and goes, "There's a likeness, but that's probably just because you're strong." But yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just that.
Wait a minute. Insight check. Hang on a minute. I saw that. 1 second. That's a 15 plus. We're gonna go. Oh, 16.
Yeah, you definitely think there's something there that he's not quite saying, but he's being perfectly honest that a person called Bishtor was the last sort of female barbarian to beat him. But that was a few years ago, and he hasn't seen...
Zora. When Zora was like, yeah, there might be something there, like, when she said that, like, is there something I'm missing here?
No, because Zora doesn't know.
Stories. Just so big.
No, because actually, because Zora doesn't know at this point, so no, she doesn't know.
Well, now we all know through the fourth wall, but Tim's wall, the third. We don't know. I'm a dude dressed as a dude, acting like another dude. Got it.
So, after another 10, 15 minutes, the door to the yurt opens again. This time, a hulking 7.5-foot tall person bends down, comes in, takes off a massive white wolf cloak, puts it to the side, walks up to Garrick and gives him the biggest hug and kiss on the lips and goes, Garrick, you called for me. This person is a 7.5 feet tall Goliath, whereas most Goliaths are muscular and they just look like the epitome of a barbarian. This one is very long, very lean, and very feminine. And she turns and goes, you must be the people that Mal's said. How can I help? She sits down, she puts her feet up over Garrick's legs and goes, gosh, good to be in the warm. It's been very cold out there today. How can I help you?
Are you civil?
If Simul does that to Garrick, shoot her for me.
Wait, you said okay. You said, all right, my bad. Yes, this is Mama. Yeah. Did anybody else hear what I thought I heard? Okay, I was like, all right. Excuse me, you must be Maul then.
Oh.
My bad.
I'm Mal. Yes.
Yeah. What a good name.
As she holds your hand, her hand's like 1.5 times your size. And sort
I'm
of,
okay with that. 5'8". You know what I mean? Like I'm all right. This is normal.
yeah, she's like, she looks around. As she's scanning around the room, she looks at Moriana, looks you up and down, and goes, and she just slowly nods to herself. So you said you've come here to find the Druid Circle? I am the leader of the Blizzard Call Circle. How can I assist you?
Oh,
You got this? Want to take it from here?
yeah. Well, now we're. It's really nice to meet you, and it's good to see another druid. We're here because we're looking to find some information about an obelisk, and we were told that you or Salim also might be in this area and could be able to help us to find some information.
Well, there's with you'll be glad to know that you're not the only druid here today, and it's not just myself as well. The circle has been growing steadily over the past year or so. There's now 5 of us, including myself. However, obelisks-wise, the only thing that we've got around here that may be similar to that is, and pardon my language here because this is Peter here because I'm used to that. It's basically I'm just scrolling to find it now.
This is the first time I've heard you refer to yourself as Peter. Now that's forever. It's in there now. Yeah. That's Peter.
Yep. It's basically a menhir. That's it, menhir. Where the center of our circle here is an old menhir. This is the reason why we're staying here so long. And menhir is it could be described as an obelisk, but it's more of a centerpiece made of stone shaped. It used to be many years ago. Used to be something that our great strong tribesmen would use, and they would throw into battle. But this is an oversized one. No one's been able to lift this for a long time. But
Don't tell the barbarians that.
Someone lifted this. You know, that would be pretty sweet. Safe bless for that one.
He said, but if you are talking about obelisks, you're probably here to see Simul. She is she has been observing the circle for the past few days, and she's been investigating the men here in terms of looking at its similarities between some of the obelisks in the area.
Okay, so there's multiple obelisks around.
Oh, there's been calls and there's been rumors, there's been legends, should I say, about obelisks and what they can do. Surprised, where did you say that your obelisk was?
Nightstone.
Is that? I take it that's out of the spine of the world. That's
Yeah.
that's.
Yes.
Like Alabama. This is Vancouver.
Yeah, we
She's like that's a.
here from the south and looking for the lost obelisk.
That's well, I won't take any of Simmel's thunder. To say that she can talk about obelisks is an understatement. She is very much. It's her passion. It's something that she's. To be honest, shutting her up sometimes about it is hard. But hey, she's been amazing. She's helped us identify some of the runes on our men here, and has helped us strengthen our circle because of it. So, I have not a bad word to say about Simmel. So, do you want to? I invite you to come and see the circle, to see the men here.
I've always read about druid circles, but I've never been a part of one myself. I'm sure there's lots that I can learn from you.
Well, how about it's more of a private matter, but you are in safe hands. We leave the rest of your party here. Come, join, see the men here, see what we do, and then you'll be back within the hour.
That'd be great. Thank you.
She nods her head. She gets her white cloak on. She gives you your coat. Tim's looking very apprehensive.
Can you go to the circle by myself? Is it okay if my friends come?
Let's leave them in the warm. This is more of a druid.
All right, inside check out.
Yeah, it sounded the same too. That sounds weird.
And not good. Her name's Model.
15.
I'm the worst dungeon master / PC. 17 inside 10. Check.
Yeah, she seems completely on the level.
Oh man.
You don't trust. Okay.
From this now, I am going to look up all the bad words possible for every single NPC.
Yeah. Think of an animal. I'm going to whisper in her head, like, think of an animal from the south that's not up here. Can you roar like a lion?
Mhm.
Has she seen a lion before?
Yeah.
I want to hear just an animal,
Bobcat.
and I'm listening for that.
You know bobcat.
Bobcat?
Yeah. They're loud, aren't they?
I'm going to. Do we know how far away this druid circle is?
It's within the copse of trees, just around the. It's about
You go by yourself.
10-minute walk.
Yeah.
I'm going to establish.
Look at Brynnick and go, wait.
I'm going to establish a telepathic link with her, even though she might not know, but I'm not going to say anything yet, and just let her go. Just so if she gets in trouble, I'll know.
Paladin's going to go use the restroom.
But I don't want her to know.
Nice.
Feel better now.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so you're escorted outside with Mal. As you start to walk with her, you feel, even being next to her, she's not that much more experienced than yourself. However, she seems to be adapted more to the cold. Her cloak that she's got on, just by being in the proximity of it, you seem to keep the cold away from you. You're just, even if you got your normal jacket on, you're like this. Okay, it's a bit weird. As you walk towards, you go through some trees, and in front of you, you see a good 15-foot sort of menhir, basically a big rock, tear-shaped rock. And round the bottom of it, you see runes carved in a sort of a black, sort of charcoaled writing bottom. In the circle, there are 4 other people around: a human, a dwarf, a gnome, and a half-orc. They're all chanting. They are all, as you see them there, every now and then you'll get a bit of a double take as you see them shift just momentarily into an Arctic creature of some kind. Just seems to be some state of flux. As they see you approach, they all revert to their humanoid forms, and Mal introduces you to them. You've got this is Con, this is Bordak, this is Aiden, and this is Gormal. These are our let's just say there are initiates. They are very new to the druidic ways. However, with this men here, we are able to join together and to ensure that nature is established in this area. As you start to look around, where you've obviously never been part of a druidic circle before but your powers have always been something that's been quite natural to you. As you start to look around, you see all the areas around this men here and this there are all vibrant, budding. Even though it's bitterly cold out here, the trees are full of life, full of energy. And you see... Actually, could I have a nature check from you, please?
Yes. It's a dirty 20.
Nice. As you start to look around, you sense that the chanting and the men here that's here seems to be resonating the sort of the natural healing energy that welcomes people, and is in a very, you feel very, very at peace in this area. Probably more at peace than you've been in nearly any place you've been in your recent years.
Mm-hmm.
You start to feel welcomed, you start to feel at home. Mal turns to you and says, if you at any point want to join this circle, there's obviously rites of passage that would need to be done, but looking at you, your path leads elsewhere. But if you do need, it's rare that we find someone that is able to sense what you sense. She's looking at you as you're appreciating this land.
Mm-hmm.
Is there Simmel? She beckons Simmel over. Simmel's been the other side of the men here. This is, again, you recognize she's definitely a relative of Markon Blackwell. She's definitely a sister to him. She turns up and she's like, introduce her. I'm Simmel, and you are?
Simmel, my name is Moriana. I've heard so much of you. It's great to finally put a face to the name.
Well, welcome. Have you seen this fantastic? What have you been shown about it? This is one of the oldest ones in the area. It's amazing that it's still in one piece.
I have heard you know a lot about these kind of things. Does it hold any kind of special power? Why are you so interested in the obelisk and the Menhir?
Yeah, Menhir. Menhir.
Okay.
She's like, oh no, it's more. I'm a historian. I've been looking into my subject of fascination is runic lore, and this is one of the earliest examples of runes that I've found in around here. We've just been cross-referencing various sites throughout the. Oh, to be honest, I've been down in Nightstone. I've been down do you see the obelisk in Nightstone? That's fantastic. That one is. It's really, really special.
That's what brought us here. Somebody took the obelisk in Nightstone, and we're trying to track it down and figure out where it might have went.
As you say that, you see her face just literally like in shock and like, pardon? That's been there for. Oh no. And you see her sort of inwardly sort of sink into it. So when did this happen? It's about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Like, how long has it been? It was about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, I was there not 4 weeks ago, trying to look. It would never give me its answers. It was very frustrating, that one. It's very frustrating. It's there's, as you can see here, this circle here. We have been working with the men here to discover its runes. I know that sounds very strange, but they have their resonance, and they have their ways of releasing their knowledge. And if it wasn't for Malenhurst and the Circle of Blizzard Call, this one wouldn't be. You wouldn't be able to see these runes around the site. They've been energizing, and it's been amazing. As she gets down, she starts pointing at some of the runes and explaining what they mean, and going into full on. This one's about nature. This one's about rebirth. This one's about. Sorry. I forget. I get so excited about. It's very much.
And listen to this really fascinating information. Would you be willing to come back to the tents and talk to some of my friends that I've been traveling with? We'd really appreciate it. We helped out your brother back in Nightstone, and he's who sent us to see you. And we were just wondering if you could give us some information.
Well, of course, it's nice to warm up as well. To be honest, I've been out here for a few hours now, and to be honest, when Mal left, it just got colder. It's always warmer when Mal's around. It's always warmer when Mal's around.
Too. What is that?
I'm not sure, but it's. And she leans in and goes, "I've always thought it's a bit rude to ask myself, but I think it's her cloak. But it's, it radiates. It's one of the reasons why I've stayed around. To be honest, it's pretty, it's good stuff. Let's go back. Let's go back. And on the way back, she's constantly in and out of sort of going through various things and discussing about the obelisks of the men here, and how when they found it a few days ago, it didn't really help. And then the circle, funnily, they got Gormal arrived. He's only been here a couple of days now, and with 5 seems to be the magic number. It's been like this. It's great.
Describe what Samil looks like. How I forgot what kind of race she was. And
Simil is sort of basically like they're African American. So they're both black. Him and Simil.
Enough to ride on a dire wolf.
Yeah, she's fine, but it's only 10 minutes away. It's only a 10-minute walk, so it's.
So I invite her. I said, let's make this walk back a little more interesting. And I say, hop on, and I turn into a dire wolf, and I let her.
She's.
Ride
you see her eyes wide with, and you see around you, the other druidic circle. They look at you, and they nod in appreciation to someone that is able to turn into that. They know, sort of your roughly how good you are.
I do like a puppy dog down and like shake my back for her to get on.
She gets on. She holds onto your ruff, and you sort of go back.
Okay. I go quickly, but not so quickly that she's uncomfortable and about to fall off.
Oh, you're a direwolf? Get to take a picture of him.
Okay, so Direwolf and Sybil arrive back at the yurt about 5 minutes before Mal and the rest of her circle. As you get, are you transforming back into Moriana before you go in, or are you just going in as a direwolf?
To the gate. I'm not afraid of somebody seeing me, and then I'll.
No, they're not. They're. To be honest, as you are around and Simba's on the back, it's as if wild shape is quite a natural thing to see around this part of the, especially with all the druid circle that's here. they don't seem phased at all.
Okay. So yeah, I'll walk into camp and let her off my back. And I'll shape form back. I'll go back into being a human.
Simul goes, that's a very impressive trick you've got there.
Yeah. It's, just learned this a few days ago, actually.
I'm level 4. What level are you?
I'm still trying to get the grips of it, but it's a lot of fun.
Definitely. So as you are escorted in, you guys, you are introduced to Simul. She sits down cross-legged and right by the fire, warming herself up. And she turns and she says, I've heard from the wonderful Moriana that you are interested in runes and obelisks. You've come to the right person. You've come to the right person. Where do you want to start?
Oof. Well, we didn't get a lot of information to begin with. Just for
Wow.
You know that the world is fighting in the Well of Dragons. Maybe, maybe not. There's been a lot of dragon activity, and that being said, oh, go ahead.
No, you see dragons. They're all in the sky. We're down here. They're fine. But 4 weeks ago, there was a lot more dragons down south. That's one of the reasons why I came up north.
Well, we were sent from Waterdeep to investigate issues with the obelisks. And since then, and I look over at everybody else to like plug in whenever they want, is we've discovered that the obelisks have to do with the giants, and that the ordning is broken. Not fully sure about that, but that King Hekaton is no longer in power.
Well, that's a fair assessment. That's the obelisks. There's lots of legends and stories about them. I'm not sure how much you know about giants, and I know you know about the ordning and stuff, to be honest, that's politics. I don't do politics. I'm an historian. Politics are just boring. They get in the way. People start to argue. I talk about facts. However, what the obelisks mean to me and my information I found is many years ago, and we've been researching them for me and my colleagues. We believe that they are a reference to a time before now where giants had more of a... How do I explain this? Well, runes have always had power. Words have always had power. However, we believe that the obelisks hold secrets that have been lost for generations. We believe that we've all heard of I might talk out of turn. Legends state that once upon a time, the Giants race were able to call down ancient power in the form of runic magic. And with these runes, they were able to accomplish great things. Like, for example, a flying castle, or a frozen castle on a hill, or artificially keeping the area warm. All those things, they were all based on runic lore. And that's been lost now. It's been lost for several generations, and once upon a time, all the giants were equal. They all had their own power. They all had their own runic abilities that were able to keep them on equal placing. Then the ordning happened. I'm not sure. No one knows why the ordning happened. No one knows if it was because the runic lore was lost, or was it the ordning was what made that be lost. No one really knows that. It happened too long ago. But the lore that we found says that these obelisks hold some key to that lore. If giants are trying to find this lore now, that could be disastrous and deadly for us small folk of the realms. Because if the giants get that power again, they've, especially some of the lower down the ordning giants, they would have be felt hard done by for the past few years and would rise up.
There's frost giants. Are all the giants in this area, or would you say your frost giants are like regional? We heard there was a citadel or something nearby for frost giants.
This is, to be honest, it's very unusual to find a fire giant up this area.
Frost. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're all frost giants here, because you don't generally see the other ones. They are regional. And to be honest, you said the frost giants came. What did how? Actually, she turns more around. You didn't really say.
Full disclosure, we arrived to this town called Nightstone. The obelisk was pulled away from there, from what we were told. Hearsay, alleged, all these legal terms, Justice Paladin. That they had a flying ice ship of frost giants and took the.
Wow.
Anybody
As you say that, she said that's. To be honest, that's in the histories of there was a call. There was I can't remember what it was called, but there was definitely a flying castle in this area that was made of ice at some point, but it's not been seen for years.
Well, it's coming back.
Oh, whoa, wait.
Hasn't been seen for years.
Are you saying Blagath? Hang on, this is the fourth wall. Are you saying Blagathkus? Wait a minute. That's cool. Anyways. Oh. Interesting. Oh. Yeah. But do our characters know about Skyreach?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, then. Weird. Indeed weird. As he makes Kermit face.
So she goes on a fair amount, and every now and then you've got to pull her back from the minutiae of the smallest little thing that seems to be interesting her at that point. But she's like, oh, so 4 weeks ago, if they've managed to find a way of this. We've studied that one in Nightstone for years and not been able to get it to give us its secrets. But if they've managed, they haven't damaged.
Has a different power.
Yes.
Oh, that's our understanding. Yes, everyone has its own. The way we've tried to do this, try to explain it is, imagine if you were a race that wanted to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
Paper goes. Stone has a habit of going, eroding. The obelisks are onyx, and it's one of the hardest substances around, naturally occurring. However, what they seem to have done is they have embedded the runes within the structure of the obelisk, and there's some way of unlocking them, and when you do, the runic power is bestowed upon you.
Oh, just wondering, because if they took the Nightstone obelisk, I'm sure they're going to be after others. What is the Do you know of other obelisks that hold different kinds of powers? And if so, what would be the strongest one?
Well, they're all nearly identical. But there's one in Flandrin. There's been there for a few years. I haven't been there for. It's been a bit touch and go in Flandrin. There was this bunch of heroes going around causing trouble, so I stayed out of there. They were just causing trouble. So, generally stay away from people like that because they like to have trouble and cause things. But by the by, there's one in Flandrin, and then she gives you well. That's the two main ones. There's a couple more around. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you. But the key bit that may be, she goes off and she starts going through some papers she's got, and she gets out, and I will put it in the Discord chat in a little bit. It's a map, and the map. If I can show it to you on the screen in a second. I always find it funny when I've missed one. She gives you a drawn map, and she says this is the map of giant / barbarian. They're a bit mixture. There's a mixture too. The areas around here are. The barbarian tribes and the giant tribes have been sort of not. They've been working together for several generations, and there's a lot of burial mounds around these areas. If you are looking for ways to find information and stuff, you may need to talk to the barbarian elders and see if you can get permission to visit the burial mounds.
Would Garrick's father be one of them?
Yeah. Elk.
Yes.
His name is. Which is a
Yeah.
very fashionable name for someone in charge of the elk tribe.
So maybe Garrick can get it.
Gerald Elkson is his dad is his uncle's name.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Hi, Uncle Gerald. Fourth wall. Interesting. Okay. We're losing cameras.
Sure.
Oops, we got cameras.
Can't seem to find the map, but basically you see a map of the northern part of the spine of the world, going down quite far, and you notice that it is that there are lots of little crosses marked all over the place. Looking at it, it seems to be from about probably 50 miles south of the spine of the world, all north. There's about 8 or 9 different burial mounds across the whole of the peninsula that will give you. He said, just look and see what you can see. But to be honest, they're a bit of a long journey away, so they might be a long time coming. But anything you can find out on the lore, it would be useful.
Is there a map, like in our private stuff, or are you just describing this theater of the mind?
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm just trying to find it.
Is it the? Okay. Interesting.
I've just been blind and I've lost it. This was my fault.
It's okay.
Yeah, got it. We don't have to do it now. There's a map coming. And the burial mounds. The burial mounds have something to do with the giants.
So the barbarians have a good relationship with the ice giants in the area?
When I say good relationship, it's been. Sorry, what's that, Tim?
Are there any ice pirates around? Sorry, 1981. My bad.
No, there's no ice pirates around.
No space Furbies. Copy.
So, do they have a good relationship or not?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
The frost giants stay away from the humans here. They were beaten quite heavily sort of 20, 30 years ago, and they've just been, to be honest, they've been laying low and not causing much problems.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just trying to see if I can find you a decent. I've got a map, but it doesn't really give you. It gives you a lot more. When you look at some of these areas, some of these go as far as Silvery Moon and Citadel Felbar to the far to the east. They're quite spread out across the realms, so it's something that you may need to work on slowly. I'll get the map across to you so you can see where they are. But they show that this will be where you've travelled at the moment. You've travelled from sort of Waterdeep, from Nightstone to BrynShander. You've gone you've got probably the same sort of distance around, but up where near you are, in the spine of the world, you have got. There's a Great Worm Cavern far to the east, and there's a Raven Rock near about. It's a good sort of 2-3 days travel to the east of BrynShander.
So what would be the closest? Raven Rock?
Raven Rock.
Okay. Wait, Raven. Raven as in a murder? Or as in... Okay. Wait.
As in Raven Rock.
Yeah, Raven Rock. Got it. All right. Well, this has been lucrative.
So,
Okay.
we have our next location.
But as I said, it's
Check
been.
the menu on Baldur's Gate and see if there's a golden circle somewhere on the map.
Map.
Just fast
Yeah,
travel
little
real quick.
icon. Yeah.
Main quest.
Where's our waypoint?
There's barrier mounds or like other protective areas that have powers.
Yeah, can we just start? We can't just start digging into the Raven clan's mound without getting stabbed in the face. But they're mega douchers.
I think we need to meet with the Elk Tribe elders and see what information we can get from them, and let them know what we've witnessed what we think is on the rise here.
Yeah, submit to the druid and
And
the
then-
barbarian here.
They need to be able to protect the forest and their own obelisk in case somebody comes looking for him.
Okay.
As she said, I've been trying to sort of talk to various people, but I'm not an adventurer like you guys. I need to be. But it's up to you. There's multiple ways of going into these burial mounds, and to be honest, it's for a good cause. So I don't really mind what you do. And she then sits down and starts drinking her beer.
Okay.
But she said it's up to you if you want to. The mounds are just. They're dead. What more can they possibly say?
I don't know. People sometimes get mad when you start disturbing their dead.
Yeah. These things happen.
Any of us speak to the dead?
Barrier?
Barrier.
Oh, okay.
Paladins never have an issue with disturbing the dead. It's fine.
No.
Say it. Okay, we're done trying to pronounce things.
Saying barrier.
Oh, I heard it. Where they bury. Not as in an obstacle. Gosh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in the sense of Moriana's time frame, Moriana wants to reach out to Mao before the end of the day and kind of talk with the other druids and kind of talk about what their powers are and see if there's anything we can learn from each other and establish a really strong relationship. In case she ever wants to become part of the circle. However, Moriana's ultimate goal is to go back to her home and to protect it from dragons. So I just want to learn as much as I can from these druids, because these ones we've come across, see what I can bring back with me.
There you go. I've chucked a map in the Discord. The only thing is, ignore the thing that says "you are here" because it's not quite right, but the rest of it is pretty accurate.
Thank you so much for dropping this map because I had no idea how I was going to do it. Great job. Great job.
Never dropped them.
Tim.
No, this one.
Off the record, I may have ran this campaign before and I couldn't figure out to do it before last time. So I've worked. So
The earlier you send it, the faster it keeps people from going sandboxy. Brilliant.
yeah.
Although, how do I get my party to find it? That's,
Quick, somebody send another text.
I'm sure I'll knock it off.
Are we?
Yeah, how can you send a map in 25 words or less?
I don't know.
ASCII code.
We're technically near Raven Rock. Except we're 3 miles from Raven Rock, which is in keypad 1.
Okay, we're not at the X. That says you.
I'm just saying, Pete. It worked in the Martian, right?
Yeah, I think the stuff you can do in ASCII text is amazing.
I also just outed myself as just a super nerd right there.
I think you've already.
He's just as a a dark gnome. I think it's okay. You're in a safe place. What is it called?
Yeah,
I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, guys. Come on, we know.
I learned what old school Renaissance was. When people said that OSR did this and OSR did that, I was like, what is this company? And I kept looking it up and I was like, oh, the old school Renaissance. Oh, okay. Anyways, that's us.
Okay, so you're. And she says, so to be honest, they're quite a long way away, and the Raven Rock one, you'd have to figure out how to get permission to visit each of these sites. So, but what else can I do for you whilst you're here? Do you have any other more questions?
Any druid stuff you can learn?
Well, she's the historian.
Oh.
Do we need to know anything else about ruins?
You guys heard about the Weevil?
She turns what's a weevil?
He lives in Luskin. That's where you're from, right? Or he's on the way there. You run into a dude named the Weevil in your travel?
No.
Great, Peter.
Yeah.
Just
What else do you want to know about ruins?
ruins, obelisks. I think we're good. What do you got, Noinak? What do you got?
I don't have anything.
Noinak, could I have another Constitution saving throw, please?
Uh-oh. Oh, that's less good. That'll be a 7.
Okay. As you are inside in this yurt, it's been warming up quite nicely for the past few hours. You start to quite get really uncomfortable, and you need to get out in the snow. So you basically just walk out of the yurt without your furs on, and you're stood out there, just sort of keeping cool, as they say. As you are out there, Gormal, which is one of the druidic circle, turns to you, looks at you quite sort of as if she's looking through you, not just at you. Smiles and goes, You look like you're in turmoil, my friend. Turmoil. But I suppose you know what you're doing.
At least if I was wrong, friend.
Well, if you need help, talk to Mal. Mal's she's helped every single one of us in her own way. She's able to get in touch with our inner spirit and make us at ease. We all came here with something inside that wasn't quite right, And to be honest, looking at you, I can sense a kindred spirit. But
Thank you.
it's your choice. Mal is extremely gifted and she's helped all four of us, but you can only do so if you are willing. If you are still resisting or at odds with your inner self, you have to take the first step.
The first step is admitting you have a problem.
Which
Today's been brought to you by AA Anonymous.
so like where to start? All the engine lights are on.
I have to keep clearing out master faults to figure out which one it is today.
After about 5 minutes outside Neuneck, you sort of cool down enough that you go back in.
I zoomed in on that conversation to make it more like. So I'm trying to design myself as an empath. Does that passive insight of 11 notice any of this weirdness?
You notice Neuneck get up, looking a little bit uncomfortable, left the room, and then came back.
Hey, buddy.
Here we go.
What's going on? I take a knee. You know what I mean? I try to put my hand on my shoulder, but I don't. You know what I mean? I reach and I don't.
Change your mind.
Might lose that hand.
Down in there, buddy.
What do you mean? What's going on? What are you talking about?
You seem uncomfortable. Something's going on.
It's just a little hot. Went outside to cool off. Why are you worried about it?
Because I'm worried about you. And I go to almost touch his chest, but I don't.
Well, don't worry about me. Worry about the rest of the party. I'm
Oh,
fine.
that's not going to happen. And I stand up, and I look at him and I'll give him one of these things. Whenever you're ready to talk, buddy, I'm here for you.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, I'm going to have to display some sort of vulnerability to make that okay. And when I find that, because it's tough as a paladin, I will do that. Vulnerabilities are okay, pal. It makes us stronger as a party, If your weakness becomes a vulnerability to the party, right? We need to know that. My weakness is I'm almost too nice. Probably too nice.
You don't say.
Did the rest of us hear this conversation, by the way?
Are we there?
Yeah.
Like, where are we at? Okay.
You're all there, so
Okay. Sir Timothy's way too nice. He's trying to give away our money.
I haven't.
Speaking of which, you should probably not hang on to that anymore.
No, I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a terrible idea. I'm feeling vulnerable right now with you handling all, possibly giving away our money for no good reason.
You're right. I think you're right. I think I am prone to, and you're right. I was about to donate to this very tribe.
Yep.
And
Damn it,
Yep.
Tim.
See, there's. Yes.
All right.
So.
I take the bag of holding and I hand it straight to Bleed.
All right.
There you go.
You know what? Because you did that so willingly, I go in there and I'll take out 10 gold pieces. I'm gonna give it to him and say this is your donation fund.
I'll get with you.
If you feel generous, then you can give out whatever you want from there. But that's it. Does that seem fair, everybody? Kind of help him out, a little bit of give and take.
Help him feed his I have to help everybody vibe.
Yeah, because it might help us too much.
Can I ask one question? Plate mail costs a lot of money. I am also, that's kind of a paladin vibe. But when we ever get into that, realm, that's my own one selfish vibe.
Oh, to keep up with your armor or upgrade your armor.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Out of-
I think
out of
something like
character.
that is a very much like that's a thing that helps the party. Rising tide lifts all boats, kind of thing.
Yep.
So I think that's a good conversation we could have then.
I have simple
like any
tastes,
of
so
other things that I have, like I have weird trinkets, and I just start. I dive too deep into this.
yes, I'm just like yeah, I'm gonna encourage this completely. Like yes, anything else? Like yes, you have potions, you have any food? Just give it everything. And I have it open, like held open like this, like just give it to us. I look over at Zord. I'm like, just let him do it. Just let him do it. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Easiest mark we ever had. Let the rube go.
Through the fourth wall, are you a good accountant of party things? That's
The thing is, if you have a document on there and you give me like what all this stuff that you're saying, just give me that that document at least
I got you.
part of that.
I'll
So
be
I
the
can have it.
treasurer.
Treasurer. I just meant what you have currently,
Yeah.
Just
I'll
give me-
pass
because you have been tracking it.
Just basically give him everything, Tim. It's easier. That's all it is. Just give him everything. Let it be. Off the record, though, plate mail's so many levels away. It's fine. Don't worry.
All right.
Look, you're only level 4. Come on.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just playing.
I thought paladins were born with plate mail,
Huh?
but I thought paladins were just born with plate mail.
On the inside.
It's around his heart.
uh-huh. So
So we got a couple places we could go.
I'm looking around like, have we outworn our welcome, or should we bond via?
You can stay. You can stay if you want. There's going to be a small feast later on. We've
sure.
got. So if you want to stay for that, that's more than happy. More than welcome, especially as Moriana seems to be getting on so well with the circle.
Yeah. Moriana is I'm gonna at some point during the day I wanna ask Mal if I'm gonna comment on her cloak and ask her if there's any way that she could help our party stay warm throughout our travels in this area.
Well, talking to Mal, off to one side, you're chatting to her, and she says, "Yeah, this was my father's cloak. It's an epic ballad of bravery. He managed to track down and slay a winter wolf in single combat.
Oh,
This was my father's cloak. It was passed down to me when he passed away a few years ago. But this is it radiates a warmth that anywhere within sort of 15 foot of me, the feeling of bitter cold is just the edge is taken off. You still have to dress appropriately, but you definitely feel more comfortable.
that's very okay. Do you have any other tips or traits on how to stay warm in that area?
Well,
We're used to cold, but not this kind of cold.
yeah, well, as in Goliaths, we are fine. We are usually, however, I feel the cold compared to some of my other brethren. They're a bit more built, bigger, they're a bit built. I was never quite as strong as some of them, but I know there are various concoctions you can have that help you sort of to build up some fortitude and keep warm inside. There, we haven't got any here, but I can find out for you where they are. It's not something we've needed. We've been in this area with the men here, and the men here is able to radiate a bit of heat as well for us. So it's not something that we've needed in this area. But when we travel off, we'll be going to visit the main tribe of the Elk. Now they are hardy people. They travel around the tundra with just what's on their backs. They are.
Is that where we should go to gain passage potentially to the Raven Mound? Right, that's where we're trying to go. Right, the Raven Mound.
As she says that as well. You need to talk to the elders.
Yeah.
You need to. Not all. I've heard of the Raven Mound. I've not seen it. It's too far in the wilds for me to travel that way. But yes, I would start with the elders of the tribe of the Elk. They're the more approachable of the tribes.
Okay. Wink, audibly.
Okay.
All right, let's go
But
talk to
I
Mr. Elk.
But yeah, this time of year, they're probably. Oh, she calls over her partner, and calls over Garrick, and they start talking about where the tribe of the Elk will be situated currently. And after a few minutes of talking, they're like, to be honest, this time of year, they're probably a good few days travel north of the Cairn. Yeah, they'll be up around the northern areas this time. That's probably about a week's travel for you.
Calvin's Cairn?
Yes.
So we got to go through Calvin's Cairn?
That sort of direction. They're nomadic. They travel. You have to understand they do not have a set residence.
Garrick might be able to find them. Right?
Hey, Derek, is there anybody that wants to travel that way? Do you guys plan on traveling that way, or?
We are until this circle is fully established and this Menhir secrets are unlocked. We are honor bound to protect the circle.
Do we have right now? We don't have any gear that can survive us there. We need to go like fish some more. I'm assuming, right, to make some money.
You need to either, out of character, you need to either get some proper gear in some way. There's multiple ways of doing that.
Yeah.
One of them may be fishing if that's what you want to do. Yes, but there are multiple ways of getting gear.
Is there a way for us to help the druids protect the circle?
Protect the circle?
I forgot. He gave us a whole bunch of side quests.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to have what we'll do is, it's 5 to 9. We'll have a little bit of a break, and you guys can have a little think about what you guys want to do.
Sounds good. Oh,
Atomus?
Adamus, yeah, Adamus. We'll go on break.
Mariana's gonna head out. It was a pleasure playing with you guys today.
Okay, Mariana, I'll
the
make sure you...
travel nurse contract in her hospital. Imagine being the person that manages that and realizes. Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. All right.
We'll keep it up.
Let me know what you guys think.
Yep, we'll keep it up. We'll decide while we keep a break. I'll get Adamus to hit pause.
Yes, so there are multiple ways. So whilst we're doing that, what